Hello, morning, Carl from CWD. Gonna start some more kits again today. So these are the two kits over here that we did with Ben a couple of days ago. The main reason for having Ben shifting all these sleepers in. Like someone has said, yeah, we should have a forest. There are a few trees out there, you can't really see them, but I don't think they're suitable. Right, so yeah, we've got this massive roll of underlay as well. Maybe we'll go through that this year. I bought that roll of underlay by accident. Instead of getting the £180 roll of underlay, I got the 180 metre. And when it turned up, and then the invoice turned up with it, I was like, ooh, that's quite expensive. But luckily for me, the price of underlay has gone up. And now I'm sat on loads of underlay. So yeah, I'm going to be sorted for the rest of the year on, well, probably not the rest of the year at this rate, probably another 6 months. But that means I can keep my costs the same without having to put them up on something as simple as the underlay. So that's a positive. Right, so these are two kits. You can see that one's on a pallet. So the small one's obviously on the top. And so they're the same pond size, 2.5 by 1.5. And you can see the amount of the difference in the amount of timber that you need. It looks like a lot more than double, doesn't it? So yeah, just because laying sleepers on the side uses more than double the timber sometimes, even though it doesn't logically seem that way, but as you can tell from that, it definitely does. So yeah, and that one's got 2 windows in it, that's got 1 window in it, but the windows in this are smaller. So yeah, the kit we're going to be building are to customer sent in this sketch. So you want a skimmer at the back, a metre from the back left side. There's having a 2,100 wide by 900 tall piece of glass set in there. And then he's got his own 1100 by 500 window, so we're gonna build that in as well. So obviously we can't IKEA flat pack this one. I'm gonna have to do it like the two that I did the other day, the 2 smaller ones. I'm just gonna number each individual one, because that'll just make it easier. Otherwise I'm gonna have to make I'll need 4 different plans for it. It'll just get too confusing. Easier to just stick a number on the inside and get it sorted. So I'm going to get the camera set up on one of these beams. I've got my magnetic camera holder that I forgot about. So that'll go onto these beams. So I can set that to any angle I want. And yeah, we'll get building this pond. So it's 4 meters by 2.6. I think this one. Yeah, 4 meters by 2.6, 1100 high, well, 11 sleepers high. And on one of the videos the other day, these sleepers, like I say to people, sleepers are all different sizes. These are actually 10 mil shorter than they should be. They normally come about 195 by 95. Those are 90 by 190. So the guys at the sawmills are just keep chipping away, and we'll end up with 3x2 before you know it. So yeah, I can't use them unless I get a load of it, and then I'll just build a small pond. I'll do a little promotion on a small pond for cheap. But yeah, so be careful if you are building your own sleeper pond. We take care of all that stress. Some people just think, oh, it's just a few sleepers, a bit of liner, a bit of underlay and a few bolts. But it's not. We've got to make sure every sleeper works, otherwise your pond's going to look rubbish, and we don't want to sell rubbish ponds. So yeah, the amount of wastage from yesterday, I'll just show you actually. So we've got those that are classed as wastage now. This was full. I dropped this off at my farmer mate. So this was full of all small pieces. We had lots of like 10 centimetre cut-offs, and we had some 20 centimetre cut-offs. So that was filled, and then all this. I mean, we're not really going to have much use for these sizes. So I mean, we're not going to be able to use that for anything really either, are we? So yeah, there is a lot of wastage on some kit sizes. The set kits that we design are designed to cut down on wastage. So if you want a custom one and you're wondering why it costs a bit more, that's why, because we still have to buy the sleepers. They don't come to the exact size of your pond, unfortunately. So yeah, just bear that in mind when we are quoting it, because if you were building it yourself, it'd probably be the same. And we don't want to have it so you've got say this is your sleeper wall, we don't want to have it where you've got 4 bits of wood, because it's just going to look rubbish, and it's going to defeat the objective of having a nice pond in your garden, isn't it? Right, I'm going to get cracking and get building this kit then. Hello, so at the stage I've just fit the window ledge in for the 2.1 wide window in the 4 metre side. So there's another few courses until we get to the window on this side, so that'll be when we're up to the 6th level we incorporate that. So just so you can see Paulo, so I've actually marked underneath here with the pen where the edge of this sleeper goes. So all you need to do, match it up like so, get your 2 screws in here. And then, don't put any in the middle yet. Get this side lined up to these marks that are on here. Move that over, like so. So you just see that the black lines are matching. And these lines here in your centre. So just make sure that those lines match up there, and then you know your central. So that just needs knocking over there a little bit. And that's bang on perfect. Yeah, the reason that it's stepped forward is for your window. Yours is a 33mm window, so we've stepped it in by 33, 34mm. That gives you enough room, and then allows the liners to come up behind the window and it'll be nice and flush on the inside. Then on the outside, it just steps out a little bit. Hello, okay, so almost done this pond now. This is the 4x2.6. It's looking a good size. So it's only really this much difference between the 4x3s, like 40 centimetres. Yeah, still a nice big impressive looking pond. It's going to be 11 sleepers high this. And we've just got to the stage where we're fitting the skimmer. We've just started the second little window there too. Right, so this is the skimmers we recommend. These are they're just the in-wall skimmers that you can find on our website. They're made to the size of a concrete block, so they're about, the gap that they have is about the width of a block. Sleepers are a similar thickness, a 20mm. They're not as deep, so there is a bit of an overhang there, which is good if you want to put a bit of insulation in. If not, all you have to do when you're fitting it is put it in, push it that way, and then you put sealant. You just put a bit of sealant around here and then push it on, and that'll hold it on there nice and easy. Right. So the way the skimmers work, so obviously I've got 2 bits of wood here just to show you how high it goes once you've got the next 2 coasters of sleepers on. So there you go, that's going to be the finished level. So once you've got your coping on there, the skimmer will just be ever so slightly lower. Some people operate these without the guards on. Some people add a few more slots so the water level can go in there a bit lower. You can choose to do that. You can drill loads of holes, whatever you want to do. But it works well with these big slots because then leaves and big chunky bits can get in. But only like baby fish are going to get through there. So if you have got very small fry, the second stage of the skimmer will catch them. That's like, I think, they're like 4mm, 5mm holes or something like that. So they're not going to let much through. So these are good if you've got a tempest, because that's like a little pre-filter. That means no bits any bigger than that are going to get through. So it's like a pre-filter. You have to manually clean this. There's not like an auto version of this, but it's a case of lifting it out, doing that, maybe rinsing the bottom of it with a hose pipe. Not hard. Make sure you don't forget to do that, because your skimmer's not sucking anything in. Quite a lot of the time it's you've forgotten to actually empty this. So think about maintenance when you're planning where your skimmer's going. This one, the customer's asked me to set a metre in from the edge there, so I'm just going to measure that now, and then we're going to stop the blocks like this. It's just literally a straight cut down on 2 blocks. There's no funny angles like them injection molded skimmers that are a bit cheap. Well, they are quite a lot cheaper, so you have to put all angles and nonsense in. These are nice and easy. It's a square, and this one's got a 2-inch outlet, but the customer's having a 4-inch, so he must be going to a sieve or a drum or something like that. So you can customize it. You can have a 1-inch up to 4-inch outlet if you really want to. That just means this back bit gets a bit bigger. So yeah, any questions or anything, let us know. You can have overflows built into these. I've also shown you on another video on the Church Lawton pond how to fit your own overflow. It's just a circular saw, go right through this mesh and the bottom at the same time, and then use a tank connector just to connect your pipe in, and then you have a little standpipe here and you choose how high that goes. Nice and easy. Hello, me again. Right, tired now. It makes a big difference Ben not being here. 35-year-old back's feeling about 75 at the moment. Right, so I'm going to turn around and show you the kit that we built. Me. So this has got a little 1100 wide by 500 high window in this side, and in this side over here we've got 2.1 wide by 900 tall. The customer asked, how big can we have it? Oh no, they didn't actually on this one. This customer already knew the size they wanted. They just gave me the size of the gap that they wanted, and then I added for the width and the height. Skimmer, they've asked me to set a metre in from the left at the back, so that's where we've set it. We would normally advise you stick it a bit further this way, just so, you know, around about here, probably about 30 centimetres in from this inside bit here, so probably 50 from the outside to where I'd normally say stick it. So just where it is, but just a bit further left, because then if you are trying to get like a vortex, so you've got like flow coming through here and something through here, you know, and something through the back bit there, it's going to be pushing in all the muck towards it. But I suppose if it has got a good enough vortex, doesn't matter where the skimmer is really, it's going to pick it up as it's going around. So I've done something a little bit different with the windows, because we had one customer say that the glass protrudes a bit from the top. Now you don't want the water all the way to the top of the glass, because as I've mentioned before, we've had loads of videos customers have sent in of fish trying to jump out the pond. So when they're in here looking outside, they probably think that's water, and then they don't see this barrier and they try and jump out. So if your water level is too high in your pond, there's more of a risk of the fish jumping out, because it must be, some people say that carp jump to have a look, don't they? So maybe it's something to do with that. So a solution to that, because we order the glass 500i if you've got 5 sleepers high, and the sleepers could be 10 centimetres thick, it could be 97, 95, 93, 90 as we found out the other day. So they vary massively. So we struggle. What the problem is, it takes us up to 3 weeks to make a kit, and it takes 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the time of year, for the glass to be made. So customers won't be happy if I say, all right, I'm going to take 3 weeks to build the kit, then I'm going to measure how thick all your sleepers are, then I'm going to order your glass. It's going to be like 2 months before you get your kit. So I've been trying to think about a solution for a while, and it just came to me before. Pretty simple really. Once I've built the kit like this, measure from where the glass is going to sit at the bottom, 90 centimetres up, because that's as high as this is, and then it makes it nice and easy. When the customer's putting the coping on, they just do the coping up to this here, and then this will stick ever so slightly above the coping, but it shouldn't look out of place because it's framing the window, and the window's a feature, it's sticking out, it's meant to. So I'm doing this on yours, Paulo. If you don't like it for whatever reason, by all means let me know. I'll just ask you to send me some measurements once it's built, because the other problem we've got, trying to match it to this height, unless I bolt it all together, you see how much movement there is in that. That's a big amount of movement there. I don't want to go around, bolt everything together on every kit and then take all the screws out. I'm going to have to charge more money for doing that. So yeah, we're still trying to troubleshoot the window problem. I can assume that they're all 95, but then we get a shipment through and they're all 10 centimetre thick timbers. So yeah, we can't, it's a bit of a, you can't win, you can't really plan for it until you've got it and you've built the kits. So as far as screwing this together, so your bottom 2 courses, so you've only got 2 courses on this that are without any holes in whatsoever. So every full sleeper, so like that full sleeper there, you need to get 10 screws into that. This is a full sleeper, 10 screws in there. This part sleeper, so you've got a part sleeper there and a part sleeper there, you want to put 8 screws in that. Oh no, 6, because it's not connected to anything. So yeah, 6 screws in that. So 10 screws in the full lengths, 6 screws in the shorter lengths. So that's only for the first 2 levels. And then when you get above that, you have these pieces which are a bit different, because they have had to be cut different sizes for the window. So you notice on one side we've got a smaller piece that doesn't go all the way to the end. The other side we've got a piece that goes all the way to the end, it's a bit longer. Same with this, there's a small piece there and there's a long piece there. So around your big window you want to put 6 bolts in here, so 2, 2, 2, just like that. And then on the longer pieces you put an extra 2 in, so 2, 2, 2, get your 6 in there and then 2 in there. You can alternate these as you go up, because you'll get to a point where you're screwing them in and then this will start lifting up, this timber will start lifting up. That means you've hit the head of another screw. You can try and reuse that screw, but if, depending how far gone the thread is, the point is on the end of the bolt, it might not go in again. So just discard that and use another one, but just try and alternate where you put in your screws on each level. On this side, 6, and on this side, 8. So 2 there, and then 6 in here. So those are the black screws, the smaller screws you're going to use in all the big timbers. The only different ones are these, so get a good 6 in there easy. Get 6 in there too. What you want to do is you want to make sure, if I move this, you're connecting these two. So that's why you put 2 in there, 2 in there, 2 in there. Get a good 6 in there. Then you've got a small one down here. Just put 2 bolts in that one. 1, 2, nice and easy. Okay, so when you're fitting your glass, just sit your glass on this. So when you're putting your bolts, if you've got any bolts here, you shouldn't be putting your bolts in this close to the edge, so your glass should be on just timber all the way. You shouldn't have any issues with that. If you are, I mean, this is like where you want to be putting your bolts. You don't want to be putting them around here, because then you risk this snapping off the end. You don't want that. So when you're fitting your glass, once you've built like this, it's all bolted together. All you do is you sit your glass in, put a few blobs of sealant, so like a few blobs. I mean, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, because all you're doing is bonding the glass to this, and then use blobs at the bottom. The reason we use blobs and not a full bead is if water comes down here, it's going to sit there and it's going to reduce the life of your pond. If you leave a blob with a gap in the middle and then a blob and a gap in the middle, the water can run down, go under there, and then when it's been raining, you'll see that this bit here is a bit wetter, and then it'll take about half a day to dry normally, but once it's dry it'll stay that way. You can end up with these just looking wet all the time, so yeah, just make sure that when you're doing that, it's not something we've always done, it's something we kind of, these pond kits are evolving and we keep learning new things as we're doing it and thinking of new ideas. This one, nice and easy, you've already got this window, few blobs, and then once your windows are in, get your liner in, get all your corners at the bottom matched up. We've got plenty of videos showing you how to fit the box liners. I've done a few recently. Get your bottom corners in, and then you get your foot right in the corner, you lift the liner up, and it's good with another person because then they can get a clamp on that corner, do the same on each corner, and then you go around and do the exact same thing again. And you'll notice it'll get flatter and flatter and flatter. So sometimes you have to go around 3, maybe even 4 times. But the more square you get the pond, the better. On your first 2 courses as well on the video, I'm sure you would have noticed that I measured the diagonals. So because the first 2 courses, well, you can only start screwing the second course into the first course. You don't put any bolts into the first course. So at the second course, you're laying out, you're basically plotting out your foundations for the rest of the pond. So before you bolt anything, lie it down dry stack it, measure from your corners, as long as that's within 2 centimeters. When I did this, it was within a millimeter. So it can be pretty square, but you can go off ever so slightly. It's not going to cause any massive issues. So yeah, let us know about how you feel this looks. If you change your mind, just let us know. I'll ask you for some measurements and you can just I'll just send them out free of charge. This is a new idea. I reckon that's going to look better than having a bit of glass sticking up above your coping. So that's pretty much it as far as bolting things together, building your kit. It's dead easy. We've got loads of videos you can watch. If you get stuck, you can give us a call. Your skimmer will fit from the top down, and then you'll have your outlet and everything around the back. So yeah, all you need to do is put a bit of sealant around there, push your skimmer on, use a clamp either side. That's what we normally do. Let it go off for a day, and then it's just going to be stuck there forever. So if you have any questions or anything, let us know. I'm going to likely drop this kit off today. I'm not going to build any more pond kits because otherwise my back won't be very happy about it. Joe's going to pick up glass tomorrow, so we should have pretty much all the kits going out this week, if not early to mid next week. Thank you very much for everyone commenting and helping get the video in front of more people. with regards to the kits, the sealant, the pressure pipe, all that sort of stuff. I've had a few fair size orders on the pressure pipe in the last couple of days, so that's brilliant. We've got a few more trade, we're discussing a few more trade orders with people as well. I've had a lot of people contacting me about the Nexus ones. It's going to be a couple of months. I need to get another big order put together, so I can't just place small orders, otherwise the price goes up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a couple of months, wait till I sold a bit more pipe, and then we'll get the pressure pipe and everything like that sorted. So yeah, I've just got to sort them timbers out, bring them inside. That's another 50 sleepers. So I'm going to load Paulo's kit onto the back of here, then I'm going to take it to the hauliers, and then I'm going to put all that on here, reverse it in and offload it, and then put the stillage on there, and then Joe's picking up the glass. So yeah, a few people have mentioned my number plate. I might sell it if someone offers me enough, but I don't know. We'll see. Send us some offers if you want that number plate. James Pond, if it was a B, it'd be worth a lot more money, wouldn't it? So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Hi Paulo, just show you, use the numbering system. So 1, if you're inside the pond, 1 is the piece of timber that goes all the way to that side. From the outside, number 1 goes all the way to the end, and number 2, and then number 3. And just keep following it around, and then when you get to number 6, steps up to number 7 there. So 6 is on the floor, 7 is the second stage up. So yeah, once you reach 12, I've had to write twice because there's a dark bit and it looks a bit like 13. Once you get to 12, that's when you're ready to start leveling everything out, and then everything else just goes up. So it steps up on this side every time. 13 there. So yeah, any questions, give us a shout, let us know. Thank you very much for buying your pond kit through CWD Pond.